Their Whispers and Hums. Written by Indigo Rose 50. Read by Ashe. The cathedral is silent. That alone is enough to set Ashe on edge as he enters. Stars are visible through the collapsed ceiling, slim moonlight caressing the stained glass above the altar. And all is quiet, save for Ashe's footfalls on the worn, stone floor. With one hand already reaching for his quiver, Ashe listens. Since the Blue Lions returned to Garreg Mach, the cathedral has never been so still. When Mercedes prayed, when Felix patrolled, when Sedith swept under the saint's statues, there had always been the undercurrent of muttering, grumbling, cursing. There had always been Dimitri's voice, weaving in and out like the crackle of a fire. And now, nothing. Ashe creeps forward, trying to quell his alarm, while simultaneously staying alert, a combination that makes his heart beat painfully in his chest. A sob shatters the silence. Ashe runs towards it, and finds himself in the alcove, set before the doors to the holy mausoleum. There, slumped on the floor, is Dimitri. Even in his armor and furs, Dimitri looks as defenseless as a child. His eye is red. Tears stick his matted hair to his cheek. His hands are curled into fists, where they dig into his arms. Ashe stands some feet away, his heart breaking for his prince, yet unsure how to approach. He had known Dimitri, the student, who prayed with Ashe after Lenato's death, who brought Ashe sweets despite his protests, who once pulled Ashe onto his horse to get him to safety during a harsh battle. This Dimitri is unknown to Ashe. This Dimitri who speaks to shadows, who shoulders away the professor's hand, who demands blood on the battlefield. How he would react to a kind word or light touch is unknown. Ashe stands some feet away, because he cannot conceive of an action that doesn't make things impossibly worse. Dimitri sees him first. His watery blue eye fixes on Ashe, and they both suck in sharp breaths.
The dead are persistent.
Dimitri's voice isn't loud enough to echo in the cavernous alcove, but it's rough enough to make Ashe wince.
They ask for things I cannot yet give them. They never stop. They are always... I cannot sleep.
His last word breaks off into another sob. Ashe realizes he's been clenching his jaw and tries to relax his mouth, lest he break a tooth in frustration. With a tilt of his head, Ashe lets himself see. For the first time in half a decade, Dimitri is, indeed, surrounded by the dead. But they don't look persistent or cruel or any way like Dimitri has been describing them. All three ghosts look devastated. There's a man who must be Dimitri's father. Their hair and facial features are so similar. He stands with his arms crossed, gaze fixed miserably on the floor, as if looking at Dimitri would cause him pain. Kneeling at Dimitri's other side, poised as if to defend his prince, can only be Glenn. He's still wearing the cape denoting his position as knight. Wavy dark hair is pulled back to reveal a pointed face and discouraged expression. Ashe cannot identify the woman behind Dimitri. She's running a hand over his head rhythmically, sitting as though she wishes to hold his head in her skirted lap. Her other arm is wrapped around Dimitri's shoulder, and she looks on the verge of tears herself. While she and Dimitri look nothing alike, her hair is light brown and her eyes gray. She must be Dimitri's mother. King Lambert notices Ashe's attention and stands straighter, smile wan but kind. He steps to the side in invitation. Glenn looks up at Ashe and gives a nod. The tear that slides down Dimitri's face is a perfect mirror to the one on his mother's, as she too looks up. None of them say a word. Ashe takes a cautious step forward, mindful of both the ghosts and Dimitri himself. No one stops him, so he takes another step, holding his breath. Glenn stands and moves back. Dimitri's mother. Ashe feels terrible he doesn't know her name. This is the queen, for goddess' sake. Lets go of Dimitri and sits on her knees beside him instead. She gestures. Ashe swallows and takes slow steps around Dimitri until he is standing just where his mother had been before.
I'm sorry,
Dimitri says, just above a whisper.
Father, stepmother, Glenn, I am sorry. I cannot kill that woman just yet.
King Lambert winces. Glenn's scowl is a perfect mimic of Felix. Dimitri's apparent stepmother puts her hands over her ears and purses her lips. Ashe hurts for them all. It's clear to him that Dimitri is not actually hearing the voices of the dead. He's created his own torment, his own lashings, peddling misery to himself, as well as his family. There's no way for Ashe to explain this, especially not to a Dimitri in such a state of sleepless despair. Instead, he sits behind Dimitri and puts a hand in his hair. Dimitri goes still. Turning to Ashe, Dimitri's stepmother lowers her hands and watches Ashe imploringly. Encouraged, Ashe wraps his other arm around Dimitri, just as she had done, and starts petting his head. A tune enters Ashe's mind. It's not a song he's ever heard before, but he can hear it now, as if someone were singing it, just outside the alcove. Ashe begins to hum, and Dimitri slumps in his arms. It's an effort to keep up stroking Dimitri's hair, as Ashe takes his full weight, but somehow he manages. Dimitri lets out another shaky sob, his breath slow, and his eye gradually slips closed. The music is distant now, even as Ashe tries to commit it to memory. Looking up, Ashe finds relief in all three faces. He grants them a small smile before directing his attention back on Dimitri, letting his awareness of the ghosts fade. As he leans back against the alcove wall and presses a kiss to the top of Dimitri's head, Ashe swears to learn how to help this Dimitri. He swears he will listen to the ghosts and, someday, Dimitri will sleep peacefully again.